Hey y'all, it's Casey Hope from Pizzazz Art Studio, and we are back with another 10-minute challenge. Today we are doing this one, this sweet little Holy Night watercolor piece. You can do this like this on a card, however you want to do it. I'm going to show you how to do it, I think, in 10 minutes or less. I'm pretty sure I can do this in 10 minutes or less. We want to show you that it doesn't have to take a lot of time to create some really cool art. So grab your supplies. Let's see if I can do it. And if I do, we are sending our Happy Mail to one of you. All right. Usually Happy Mail only goes to our Lettering Club members. Every single month, our whatever Lettering Club members get mail in their mailbox. We call it Happy Mail. But this time it's going to be you. Maybe you're a member, maybe you're not. We're going to random draw somebody that has liked this video and commented and is a subscriber. So be sure to do all the things. Subscribe, like, comment, and then if I do this in 10 minutes or less, one of y'all is getting some Happy Mail. All right, y'all ready? Let's go. Okay, so here we go. I've got watercolor paper. This is 140-pound paper, and I've just cut it in half. You could also be working on a watercolor card and a watercolor sketchbook, however you want. I've got my Koi watercolors. I've got a pencil, a waterproof micron pen, and a Sharpie. And then of course I've got my cup of water, paintbrushes, an eraser, and paper towel close by. So I'm going to see, can I do it in 10 minutes or less? And if you're following along, I think you can do it in 10 minutes or less too. So here we go. Timer is started. Let's roll. We're going to start with just a fun little line that whoosh comes up and down. And then we are going to start with the manger, and it is very cartoony here, okay? We're not going for perfection. We go straight over, and then like a U-ish, and then an X, okay? Little hump, big hump. That might be a little bit too big, but it'll be all right. Okay. All right, then for Joseph over here, an easy way to kind of get the first shape is to do a circle and then angle and angle, and we'll erase this little part right here. And then we're going to have a staff, curve, line, curve. Okay, over here for Mary, the circle is going to be a little bit lower. So I'll have a circle. And then follow this all the way down. This will go here. And then we'll erase that line right there. Feeling like it'll be okay. I'm judging as I go, and I feel like my baby might be a little bit too big, but we're going to roll with it because we're not going to try to go for perfection here. Right above where baby Jesus is, we're going to go straight up and make a little dot, and then we're going to go angle and angle, and then angle in this way, angle in that way. Now let's thicken all of those up so it looks like a little wood. I'm going to do a star, so I'm going kind of like the top of a triangle, the side. You can also do like old school star, like and then erase the inside, however you want. You can erase all of that. And then I'm going to go ahead and pencil out my lettering before I start painting. So over here, I just want to write Holy Night. This would make a really pretty Christmas card, I think. Did you see how I did 2 strokes? I did 1 and then 2 for that H. When we do hand lettering, we are usually picking things up as we go. It's not all one continuous cursive, lettering like you may have learned in school. We pick our pen up, or our pencil, after every one. Now, you may have noticed I did this Y a little short. I didn't drop it down too far because I know I'm about to come alongside with more words, and a lot of times these descenders can get in the way of everything else. So that's why I did it a little bit short. Now this G is fun. We're doing it like this. H, One line, two line. There we go. Okay. All right, so now I think we've got the drawing on there. I'm gonna pick up my small waterproof pen, my micron pen, and start just adding sketchy line. Now, as I add this sketchy line, I want to talk to you a little bit about the lettering too. Now, I tried to show you kind of slow, not too slow, of how to just pick it up and go one stroke at a time. But we know that lettering takes practice. That's part of why we have our membership, which is the lettering club. Whatever lettering club is what it is called. But also we have a resource that if you have not downloaded it, it's a free download. It's called 20 Days of Lettering and Devotion. And you may find it helpful. One, it's just good devotionals, I think. But at the top, it pulls out a piece of that devotion, and it has hand lettering kind of in a grayed out version to where you can take a marker and on that grayed out lettering you can trace directly on top of it. What that does is it kind of gives you just a little bit of kind of muscle memory practice without even thinking about it. Your hand starts to get used to forming those letters and the swoops and the different things, and it's just a fun place to start, I think, with lettering. It's not teaching you, it's not a book that's teaching you lettering necessarily, but it does have those traceables. It's 20 days of lettering and devotion with those lettering traceables. So the link for that is in the show notes here if you want to download it. It comes and you can print it out, or you can send it to a local print shop, anything like that. All right, we're going to have a little bit of lines outside of this. And then let's change over to our Sharpie. With our Sharpie, we're going to trace everything first, and then I'm going to show you how to thicken the downstroke. Now, as I trace, I'm not worrying about being exactly on those pencil lines. I can erase those pencil lines later. They are just giving me a good guideline for where to put my letters. So to thicken the downstrokes, I'm going to draw right here where the downstrokes are so you can clearly see it. And then we come back and thicken it. We walk you through this very slowly. Inside of our membership, we have something called a lettering quick start, and we will walk you through this a lot slower. But today, my goal is not necessarily to walk it through you slow, but to show you that it can be done in 10-ish minutes. I hope anyway. That's what I'm shooting for. I'm pushing it here, I realize, but I'm pushing for 10 minutes. You can get a lot done in 10 minutes if you have a guide. So I'm your guide. I'm showing you how to just grab some paper and some watercolors and get rolling. All right, next up, I'm going to go with the green, adding water and then green, water and then green. And you don't have to have this same palette of colors. This could be any colors that you want. And I love this little koi set, but there's a lot of watercolor paints that I love, honestly. This set is just what I've used on these samples, and it does have some nice greens and yellows and colors like that. So I'm just adding a little bit. I'm not feeling the need to paint everything all the way down, but I will add water right here to kind of help it fade down. Okay, then up here, let's see, around everything, we're going to put a little bit of the blue. Okay, and then I'm going to put some down, and then I'm going to grab a little bit of water and also and dilute it out. Okay, and I kind of have to do that fast, so I'm going to go to water real quick, and right in here, add that water and dilute it a bit. Okay, that just kind of gives it some soft edges. Same thing right here. So I added that blue, and then I'm adding the water to delete it. Woo, I just looked at my timer. All right, here we go. I gotta go. Let's see. Look, get my blue. Adding it. Blue. Yellow for the star. Clean that brush. Brown. Now you gotta be careful right here, because if any of that blue is moving into the brown, it will, like if the wet touches wet, it's going to start bleeding into each other, and we do not want that. A little bit of brown for the staff. And a little bit of flesh tone here. You know what? You might want a different color, like for a blanket. Let's see. I'm going to move to my smaller brush. I might just swap it up and do like a purple little blanket, blue purple. All right. I barely did it, y'all, but we did it. There we go. We did it. 10 minutes or less. If we did it, you can too. This is the whole point of why we keep doing these 10-minute challenges, to push you to create in 10 minutes or less too. Now, does that mean that all of your things have to be 10 minutes? No, but if you can start to see that, hey, I can create something in 10 minutes, then you're more likely to pick up some paint and some brushes and to just start creating. And we know the benefits that creating art and lettering and doing things with your hand can have, really for your anxiety and your stress, but also for your mind and your mental state. So we know it's really good for you, and we want to just be here to guide you to grab some paints and do it. So anyway, all that to say, I did it and you can too, and one of you is going to get to win some Happy Mail. So since I did it, one of you gets to win. All you got to do is make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, that you like this video, and that you leave a comment, and be sure to share this with somebody that might enjoy it too. All right, y'all, we'll see you next week.